Hello everyone, I'm home. This is what it looks like in Indiana right now. We waited until they cleared most of the snow off the roads, and my husband and I traveled over to a little town that's about 15 or 20 miles from us. It's a little town quite a bit like ours. It has a lot of old buildings and murals, and I think I've shown you these murals before. They're so beautiful, and when you drive past them, even on a day like this, it really brightens your day to see these bright, springy looking flowers. The town's just old-fashioned like ours, and it looks like there's parts of it that look like you're driving around in the 60s. The buildings still look the same as they did years ago, and it's a lot of fun. I thought it was pretty how they had these old windows painted up, looking really nice. And we go to a place called the Hub. It's their old high school gym. They've since consolidated with another school, but they use this building for activities, and my sons go there and play ball with guys that come from all over. They come from Indianapolis and all over to play ball, just pick up games. And this gym looks just like the one that we had in our town that they tore down a few years ago. And we like to go there because it reminds my husband of when he played ball back in the 70s. And he actually played these people. And I didn't know that their names were the Green Devils. And he said, yeah, that's what they were when he played ball with them. But now they've consolidated with other schools, and they've been the Mustangs as long as I've known them. And there's a lovely lady named Angie, and she runs the Hub, and she keeps score for the guys, and she takes the money, and she's a really nice lady, and she looks after the boys, and she really likes them, and they really love and respect her. This is my son Marcus. He was playing that night. My other son was at work, and he wasn't able to play, but they come from all over, and they play. And I wanted to show you some of the highlights of the game. These are mostly Marcus. Well, they're all Marcus making shots. He's the one in the red sweatshirt. He was wearing a sweatshirt until he got hot, and then he took it off and put his t-shirt on. But what's funny is I usually just take shots of him, and he used to run in track when he was in high school. And we went to a big track meet one time, and I took hundreds of pictures. And when we got home, I was showing them to him, and he looked at most of them, and he said, Mom, that's not me. I'd been taking pictures of some other kid that looked like him, and that's kind of how it is when he's playing basketball. I see him sometimes, and I think I'm taking a picture of him, and I'm taking a picture of somebody else. But he ended up with 48 points and 9 3-pointers, and he did really well, and we had a good time. Then we left there, and we took him to Casey's down the street and got him some gas before he went home, and got a frozen Coke. And it's the little things in life, little mundane things, but I refuse to take them for granted. They are the big things. And that's their little depot. I thought I'd show that to you. It's really pretty with the snow on it. And then we were driving around the other day, and I saw this little shed that I thought you guys would like to look at. It's so pretty, decorated up a little shed. Then there's a lady who decorates her outside for Valentine's Day, all the holidays, and I love to see it. We were in a Goodwill recently. We went to our least favorite Goodwill. I've told you about it before. They charge way too much. They don't have much. It's dirty. I don't know what all to tell you about this place, but I saw this big batter bowl that had a handle on it, and it said it had a Valentine image inside, so I wasn't interested. But they had a few good things this time. These were real art done by someone, and they were really good. I didn't care for these frames at all, but they had some interesting things. But this Goodwill just prices their stuff outlandishly high, and I really don't know how they sell. I really like this vase. And I was thinking about getting it, and I stepped down a little bit, and I found another one. So I had to place them together, but I thought they were kind of high, and I don't really need them. But I wanted to show them to you to show you how pretty they were. And then I went over to the pictures, and they had a lot of, remember we were talking about a beach scene and how you could put any theme you get together for an idea for a room. You can find them at the thrift stores and the Goodwills. I thought this looked very beachy and would look really neat in a beach house. I have a little bit of a sore throat, so forgive me for that. And then if you're looking for lamps, these were little kids' lamps, and they're only $4.99, $5.99. Goodwill always has a lot of lamps, so you can do really well with them, and they get the shades on them and everything. I thought this one was adorable for a little girl's room, the birdhouse lamp. And I looked on the bottom, and it said Pottery Barn Kids, and this lamp was $99, and it was in excellent shape, and it worked. And I think it was $5.99. I think their lamps aren't very much because they do have a lot of lamps. Then I saw a lot of canvases with churches on them, And I thought I could paint those churches over with red brick and make them put a vestibule on the front and make them look like Man's Chapel. But I have too many things to do right now. But they all kind of reminded me of Man's Chapel. It was so cute. And then I don't know if Hobby Lobby or Joann's or someplace donated a bunch of signs, but they had a lot of really cute signs. They were wooden ones, metal. There were a few canvas ones. I thought all of them were really pretty, and they all looked like they were brand new. But again, they had them priced really high. Some of these were $10. Some of them were $4.99, but they were really small. I thought this one was real pretty. It was metal in a wooden frame. But sometimes I like signs, but I don't like it when they have signs on everything, like pantry and gather and homespun. And I think you know where the pantry is in your house. But sometimes a little motivational sign is nice to have around. And I do have a one on my desk that says, give yourself a wonderful life. I think it says. I'll have to show it to you sometime. I thought this one could be for me. I thought it was so pretty. But be fearless, be yourself. They just had a sign for just about everything, and I thought they were all nice. My grandma had this, and I have her picture that's framed, but I thought this was really pretty with the carved wooden frame. It was one of my favorites. And then they had some pretty seat cushions that were Christmas with the red and white, and I loved them, but I don't really have a place to store a bunch of seat cushions, so I didn't get them, but they were very pretty. Then they had already put out some summer stuff. When they put Christmas stuff away, they have to do that. And I found this, and I first thought it looked like it was airbrushed and newer, but I got to looking at it. It had some age on it, and the label on the bottom showed some age. And I looked it up, and it was about a $35, $40 vase, but I wasn't real crazy about it, and I didn't think I could sell it, and it doesn't go with my decor at all. But they had this other little one that was made in Japan, and it was hand painted. It was an old pitcher, had a lid. It was in pristine shape, no damage, all hand painted. I looked on the bottom, and it did have a stamp. And I looked it up, and I couldn't really see what the stamp said, but it's a $25, $30 piece, so I bought it. I don't know if I'll sell it or if I'll keep it, but I thought it was pretty enough to go in my kitchen if I do decide to keep it. Maybe keep some sugar packets in it or something, but I thought it was good quality, and I have a plate pretty similar to it, so I wanted to show you guys that. And then in my office, I haven't put my little tree away yet that I got from my friend, my little aluminum pom-pom tree. But I like it. And the window, the light's shining in and it sparkles. And I'm the only one in that room. And I may keep it up and put some Valentine decorations on it. I haven't really decided. But it might go away this week. I haven't really decided yet. So this is my sister-in-law's little candy shop that I made her. It's about 12 inches long and about 9 inches deep. And as you can see, it's a little worse for wear. The roof has come off of it. I don't know what happened there, but the roof is completely gone. And I made about 900 bricks for this little building with egg cartons. And my uncle's a printer, and I found a picture of a little girl that looked like my sister-in-law when she was little, and we called it Bev's Candy Shop and Toffee Company, because she was the best candy maker ever. She was so good, and her toffee was off the charts. And this is a little 5x7 frame that I put in the window of the building. Now, the building's made of 1/4-inch plywood, and inside it's wallpapered with scrapbooking paper, and some of the trim's missing. I don't know if a grandchild got to this or if it just got knocked around a little bit in storage. Now, this is a little, it's a little top of a china cabinet that broke in half, so I just set the top of the china cabinet on a shelf. Now, this little building is showing some wear, and since the top hasn't been on it, it's gotten dusty and dirty, and everything needs cleaned. So I'm going to clean it, refurbish it. I may put a new floor in it. I know I'm going to put some more trim in it, clean up all the candy, get everything looking good. This candy I made out of clay. This little building's probably 15 years old. It's got a light in it, and she used it in the corner of her living room for a nightlight. And this little copper pot that you make candy in is from the hardware store. It just was a little fitting piece from the copper department. And then, of course, I made the little prices. And that's probably right on for price because you know how when you go to like an island or a neat little place, they always have candy for like fudge is $7.95 for a half a pound. And that's about what it costs. And her candy was so good. That's a little window I also thrifted. And I'm going to have to clean it up, put some new pieces in it. It's not very big. I'm getting ready to decorate it for Valentine's Day and make some little Valentine candies. And it'll look all different. It used to have a little Christmas tree in it with white and pink Christmas ornaments on it. Now I found these at the Dollar Tree the other day, and I thought they're pencil sharpeners, and I thought I would take the tops off and just use the little plastic parts for tops of candy boxes because they're a little too tall to be a regular candy box. So that'll make some nice little decorations for it. And then I found these little bubble wands that I thought those little plastic hearts on the top would make cute decorations for the cakes. So I got to get busy and make some clay candy and cakes. Then I got some confetti to decorate with, and just looking forward to sitting in where it's cold and decorating my little candy shop. Then for my teenage room that I'm going to make, that's kind of like the Elvis project, but it's going to be like what I had when I was a teenager. I found this little baby blanket in the free bin, and the pile on it is just about the right thickness for carpet. So it's a real pale pink. I think I'm going to use that for carpet. Then I got this out of the free bin. It's a little coin purse with the sequins on it. And I'm not sure how I'm going to use that yet, but it will be used in that teenage room. Probably on the wall with my albums on it, like I did the Elvis project. And then I found this 8-inch disco ball ornament. And the first thing I thought was headboard, lamp, a trim for a mirror. I'm not real sure what I'm going to use it for, but I will break that thing down and use it because it goes really well with the little purse. This is how I think. I have to just kind of conjure up this image in my head, what I want the little room to look like. Then I found this plastic 5x7 lucite frame that's real thick. And I thought I can take a heat gun or my blow dryer and heat up those corners where it's put together, and that'll come right apart, and I can use those long lucite pieces for shelves. I can use it for a desk. I can make a shelf to put my hi-fi stereo on or my record player. I'm really looking forward to working on this. Then I found these things in my makeup bag that were just tops off of lipsticks. I've had them for a long time because I keep all my lids. I'm going to show you something here in a little bit you can do with these. I thought those would make nice legs, like 2 or 3 of those for one of these shelves would make a nice long table to put the record player on. Now, this is the record player from the Elvis project. I'm sure you're tired of hearing about this by now. But for my teenage room, I am going to make a small record player just like this one out of the eyeshadow case. I bought another eyeshadow case, and I can make one just like the other one. But while I was at the Dollar Tree, I found an eyelash container that was a little bit wider. It's 2 inches wider, or 2 inches wide. So I'm going to have a hi-fi stereo also in my room along with the little record player. And then I was looking in the store, and if you're wanting to make some little miniature things for kids to play with, look in the makeup department and look at caps on deodorants and stuff, because you can make little tables, little side tables. These would make really modern looking little side tables, and maybe put a little mirror on top. Make end tables or legs for tables. This is the top of a candle. It's metal. It's a small candle. You could use that for a table. And then I found this little thing. It's a air freshener, those things you plug in. If you emptied that out, you could use that glass piece for the bottom of the table, and that would look really neat. This would make a neat bottom of a table. I look at caps all the time because you can find so many that you can use in miniatures. That would make a darling little table for an end table for a little girl's room or a Barbie room. I thought these nail polish bottles, wouldn't that make a neat base for a coffee table or end tables? Or you could stack them real high and just make a neat, thing for your room. These are lipstick containers and mascara tops. They would make great like umbrella stands or just about anything. Now, my friend Shona, when we were growing up, I bought her this lamp for Christmas. It was plastic. It was in the 70s. And they were real popular. I got it at Kmart. I got her the purple one, but here's an orange one. So I was looking in the caps today at Walmart, and I found this little thing of Dove deodorant, and it had a little plastic cap. And then I found some sunscreen that had a little orange cap, and either one of those would make a neat lampshade. These little wands would make great floor lamps, and this little gold thing, I think it's eyeliner or mascara, would make a great floor lamp. These are nail polish tops. That would be neat in my groovy teenage room for something. And then this is a mat for a chair, but I was trying to show you those small, thin, woven fabric that you can use for furniture or for carpet. And then my husband, I kept finding this on the counter, and this is the top of his beard trimmer. It's the cap. And he never puts it back on. He never does. So I was looking at it, and of course I saw a flower pot. So I took it. He's not even going to miss it because he never put it on. But flower pot, it's how I think. I don't throw anything away. I've got a tote full of miniature stuff. These were in my miniature bin the other day. I got them out. They're kind of like the Elvis coffee table that I did in the blue. See, I had the blue votive for the Elvis coffee table. It's a little bit bigger than these. These are a little smaller, but they would make neat end tables. They would stack and make a neat taller table. They would make a good fish tank. Then I found this little pom-pom on a lip gloss. I thought, wouldn't that be a cute little pillow on the teenage bedroom bed? And I can use the lipstick if it's not too wild. It came from Dollar Tree. And then this is what my desk looks like. I just threw all this stuff together, and I can't wait to have time to sit down and start working on that. And I saved the best for last. Look at these groovy pants. I found these on the 99-cent rack at the Mission. They are size small. They're hot pink fuchsia colored crushed velvet pants, kind of wide-legged pants by A New Day. The kid that was at the cash register said, "You're going to look nice in these." And I said, "I would never wear these." I said, "I'm going to cut these up and sew with them." And he was so sweet. He said, "Oh, I think you'd look nice in them." Anyway, they're crushed velvet. Aren't they fantastic? I can see all kinds of things I can make with this. I am so excited. I almost don't want to cut them up. They're so cool, and they are totally groovy. So I'm thinking beanbag chair, carpet, bedspread. I don't know. But anyway, I'm going to take and make a new roof for this little candy shop. I'm going to clean it up, refurbish it, fix it up real nice, decorate it for Valentine's Day, and set it in the corner of my living room for a while. But you know what? I'm not letting this nasty weather get me down. I'm going to stay in a couple days where there's a candle burning and it's nice and cozy in the house. And I am going to work on my miniature room that's kind of going to be like the Elvis room, only it's going to be a teenage kid's room. Going to be like the dream room I would have had when I was a teenager, although I had a really cool psychedelic groovy room. I really did. So if you want to join me on Instagram, MarcyJo631, and share with your friends. I want to thank you so much. My last video did so well, and if you didn't see the Elvis video, go back and look at it because a lot of people missed it because it didn't hit the algorithm. And I love you guys from the bottom of my heart.